Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Hope everyone's doing well and everyone had a great day. This is going to be another segment in my horror comedy series. This film that I'm going to be talking about today is one that I really enjoyed as a kid growing up. It came out in the mid-80s. I believe it came out in 1986. And it was one that was not very popular when it came out. But over the years, like most of the films I've been talking about, it has grown in popularity and has become kind of a cult film. The film I'm referring to is April Fool's Day, and this is a film that I remember I didn't really watch it until I was in my teens. I'm going to say probably like 15, 16, and I remember I taped it off HBO, and it was just a movie I just could not stop watching. I absolutely loved it, had a lot of fun with it, and really think it's one of those films that is a lost gem that a lot of people aren't talking about as much, even though I know that it is popular. When you bring it up, a lot of people really don't talk about this film, and I think it's one that people need to revisit and give another chance, or one that people need to be made aware of. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this segment. So I will be talking about April Fool's Day, giving a little bit background on the cast, the crew, plot, and my thoughts on the film, and I hope everyone enjoys this. Please stay tuned. A group of college friends gather together at the remote island mansion belonging to heiress Muffy St. John. They are there to celebrate their final year of school. They soon discover that each has a hidden secret from their past, which is revealed, and soon after begin to fall victim to an unseen murderer over the April Fool's Day weekend. For the cast, you have Deborah Foreman as the character of Muffy, Griffin O'Neill as Skip, Clayton Rohner as Chaz, Jay Baker as Harvey, Pat Barlow as Clara, Lloyd Berry as the ferryman, Deborah Goodrich as Nikki, Tom Heston as Constable Potter, Mike Nomad as Buck, Ken Oland as Rob, Leah Pinsett as Nan, Thomas F. Wilson as Arch, and Amy Steele as Kit. The movie was written by Danilo Bach and directed by Fred Walton. Now, this movie is absolutely fantastic. It's such an 80s film. It's a lot of fun. I love the entire cast in it. I think everybody plays their part so well. Clayton Rohner is probably my favorite in it, next to Thomas F. Wilson, who at the time I knew from Back to the Future, and Back to the Future Part 2, because by the time I saw this I was, in my teenage years. But yeah, they're both fantastic and they steal the movie for me. I also love Amy Steele, who of course is, I think, one of the greatest characters from the Friday the 13th franchise. Playing Jenny, and in this one she plays Kit, and she's fantastic in this as well. In fact, when I met Amy Steele about 3 years ago, I did talk to her about April Fool's Day, and I wish I would have taken this so she could have signed it. But she did ask me if I had ever seen the remake, and I have not seen the remake to April Fool's Day because I heard it was horrible, and I feel like nothing can touch this film. This film is a lot of fun. It's one that for people who haven't seen it, I really don't want to talk about too much about it, because it's one of those films that if I spoil it for you, I feel like you might not be interested in watching it. But it's one of those ones that's I think people are polarized. I think some people really like it, some people really hate it because of the twist in it. There is a twist in it, I'll say that. But I think it really, really works because it was something different for the time when the slasher boom was just going. This offered you something a little bit different, kind of like with Sleepaway Camp, where Sleepaway Camp was played, it did have, laughs in it as well, because there was some over-the-top stuff in that, but especially the sequels as well. But Sleepaway Camp 1 offered you something a little bit different that people were shocked to find out. And I think that's what happened with this film, because the ending is shocking, and you're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. But the thing I love about this film is that not only does it have the humor, but it also has some really, really scary elements, and it does so without being overly violent. And I think that that was something that, again, was ahead of its time. This was a movie that, wasn't a huge success, and I think it was because it played against the conventions of what a normal slasher film should be. And I think it's one that it gets better with age, and I just love watching it. And I think, like I said, everybody in the film is great, the direction is great, the writing is great, a lot of inside humor, but I really think it holds up well. The movie will be 30 years old next year, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean, absolutely give this film 5 skulls. So yeah, April Fool's Day is a blast. I definitely recommend people checking it out and giving it a watch. Like I said, it's different. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna ruin anything for people. I want people to experience this film like I did, not knowing what the outcome would be. But it does have a twist, and it's either going to make people love this film because it's so different, or hate people because it isn't what they expected. But yeah, definitely worth checking out, and I wish more people would talk about this film because it's an excellent, excellent watch. So that is going to be it for this comedy horror. I just want to talk about horror comedies that don't get a lot of praise, and ones that I've always enjoyed over the years, and ones that I think other people might be interested in checking out. So I want to thank everyone for checking out this video. Hope everyone's doing well, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Thanks so much. Stay scared.